Ilaje Benedict Baishemore is my name. I'm the CEO of First Morris Food Venture, and First Morris Food Venture is a seafood processing company that deal with fishery products, mainly quality fish products. And we are situated in Ondo State, Nigeria, and we are the outstanding male MSME of the year 2020 in the just concluded MSME Clinic Award. Of course, the company was actually registered and incorporated with Corporate Affairs Commission in 2018 during the visit of the Vice President to Ondo State, Professor Yemi Osibajo.
An interesting grass-to-grace story of a young industrious fisherman from the Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, who emerged a recipient of a major category award at the 3rd edition of the MSME Awards 2020.
The fisherman, the fishmonger, the crayfish seller, recently the National MSME Ambassador.
The micro, small and medium enterprises sector is the growth engine of any economy, contributing to its development, job creation and exports, amongst others. According to the World Bank, MSMEs represent about 90% of businesses and more than 50% of employment worldwide. Formal SMEs contribute up to 40% of national income in emerging economies like Nigeria, with an average contribution of 48% to the national GDPs in the last 5 years. Totaling about 17.4 million enterprises, the Nigerian MSME sector accounts for about 50% of industrial jobs and nearly 90% of activities in the manufacturing sector in terms of number of enterprises. The MSME clinics, MSME awards, flexible and low-interest loan accesses, and other ease of doing business initiatives are some of the ways the government is creating a conducive environment for MSMEs to thrive in Nigeria.
We are today holding the 14th edition of the MSME Clinic here in Ondo State. Small businesses may appear to be slight, but together they account for as much as 50% of Nigeria's GDP and over 80% of our labor force. Clearly, they are an important part of the national economy, and they should be treated as such. The whole idea of the social investment scheme of the government is to ensure that people who do not have opportunities are given those opportunities.
If you look at under the school feeding program, our poultry people, the chicken, the eggs, we made sure that the federal government, when we had the Honorable Minister Adu Ogbe as the Minister for Agric, he came into Ondo State to do something on poultry farmers, where in the federal government, with under Bank of Industry, gave some money to the poultry farmers for eggs and everything. Most of our people, the Empower under our Enagro, they were put into cells. These people are chicken and everything. They are part of those who supply our chicken on school feeding today. They are all grouped together under one body, and we put them under the Ondo State agricultural group or something, empowerment center. So that's where we get them. So it depends on how many chicken were you able to kill to supply. They divide the money into all these groups So everybody is taking according to the proportion you have delivered.
Interestingly, many industrious and enterprising young Nigerians have grabbed the vast opportunities served by the government's prioritization of MSME. One of such young enterprising Nigerians is Benedict Orioye of the Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. The Ilajes belong to a subgroup of Yoruba people of southwest Nigeria found in the Ilaje local government area in Ondo. The headquarters is in the town of Igbokoda. 90% of the towns and villages are spread out along the long Atlantic coastal line of Ondo State, with a projected population of over 391,200 people and an area of about 1,357 kilometers square. Odonla, one of the villages with fishing as their major economic preoccupation, produced Benedict Orioye, the Chief Executive Officer of First Maurice Food, based in Akure, Ondo State.
This is Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. This is our seashore where we do our predominant business, which is fishing. And of course, I want to say there's little or no presence of government in this area. But by the special grace of God, the office of the Vice President actually brought the presence of government via the small, micro, and medium enterprise recently, and the National Social Investment Program.
A visit to Benedict Orioye's Ilaje Community Atlantic Coastal Line revealed how much their incredible adaptability enables them to conquer their harsh environment and turn it to an advantage. One of the harsh conditions the Ilajes contend with is a total lack of potable water, being an unbelievable paradox of a city of thirst in an island of abundant water.
I'm not really happy with the precarious situation we find ourselves as a people, because we are amphibious in nature. We are living in water, but we don't have water to drink. There's no electricity here. We run on generator, and it has been very difficult for the people. And also, of recent, sea surge has actually took some community into extinction by way of the sea surge, because there's something like sea embankment in this part of the world. And I want to say this, I know the desire to transform this environment is coming up one day. I wouldn't know, maybe it's going to be through me via the office of the Vice President by way of me being a national awardee, because of course my award and recognition has actually drew a lot of attention to this part of the world to see what is actually happening. Of course, we can see a lot of fishermen and fishmongers, they are trading on the sea presently. They are trading because this is what we normally do. When the men are back from the sea, the women will actually do the sea transaction from there. And of course, I know that there is nothing wrong if we have a mobile sea market where these people can transact business in a modern way. And of course, it's achievable because we can transform it. If we think it, we dream it, we can achieve it.
Over the years, the Ilaje people have developed an amazing adaptability skill that ensure their survival in the naturally disadvantaged environment. Despite lacking in basic amenities and conditions necessary for an equal position with other societal settings, the intriguing ingenuity of these skillful people have seen them come up with innovative, locally constructed floating amenities and structures like filling stations, schools, hotels, bars, and other visibly noticeable structures along the high and low water marks and banks.
We so much want to believe that using this platform to launch the village to villa entrepreneurs, we have so many of them that I have gotten. I have my brother here who is our pilot on this journey. He's a graduate of biology from University of Uyo. There's a way the government can encourage them through the Ministry of Transportation. And of course, we also have my sister here from Obafemi Awolowo University. Is a zoologist, and because of where nature has put us, he has decided to come back home and start doing the fishing business. She's a fishmonger. She sells crayfish and other aquatic organisms. And of course, I know with the MSME, there are a lot of things we can do together.
Benedict Orioye simply leveraged on the disguised silver lining of his rather unconducive environment and the rare opportunity presented by the national social investment programs and the ease of doing business initiatives. As a former Batch A N-Power Scheme beneficiary and a fisherman, he got into crayfish harvesting, packaging and branding business in an effort to better his lot and earn a living. When he heard about the MSME clinics from the Villa updates, he followed the updates closely. Hence, when Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo finally took the MSME clinics tour to Ondo State in 2018, Oroye diligently participated. He rose from just a fisherman to a major supplier to the National Homegrown School Feeding Program of the federal government in Ondo State. The rest of his story is laced with success.
We have data of virtually all the local government in the states that will supply the school feeding program. This is their sticker. This is the sticker that I take, for example, this is let me start. This is Ondo East, this is Owo, this is Odigbo, this is Akoko Southwest, Eseodo, Owo, Akure, Ifedore, this is Akure North, Ose, Ilaje, Irele, Okitikuka, Ondo West, Ileoluji Okigbo. So what we do mainly for the school feeding program is that one, we have the number, we have different senatorial districts in the states. Take for example, this is Ondo South Senatorial District. Ondo South Senatorial District is where I come from, where we went to yesterday. Eseodo, Ilaje, Ileoluji, Odigbo, Irele, Okitikupa. Now, each of these local government, the number of puppies they have in each of these local governments is there. Amount of crayfish that they consume on a weekly basis is there. Are you getting it? This is all the local government in the state, because we also update our data.
Benedict Orioye's story is such an intriguing story of how being enterprising, sensitive to opportunities, as well as having the ability to turn a somewhat natural disadvantage to advantage, can help prefer solutions not only to one's problems alone, but also to a social problem both at the community and national level. Little wonder the VP himself has always been a fervent campaigner for the need for Nigerian youths to become innovative problem solvers.
Every generation is gifted by God with a unique set of circumstances that give them an opportunity to distinguish themselves, to make history, to do something never done before, to positively alter the trajectory of the story of mankind. That opportunity usually comes disguised as a challenge, as a drawback, even a tragedy. It hardly ever looks like the next great leap of mankind that it really is. The generation that should take advantage may sometimes even miss the opportunity, because as human beings, our inclination is to look back rather than ahead. We seek comfort in familiar things, the known course of events. We want progress, but we still want things to be the way they were. But worse, we miss the moment because the opportunities no longer knock. They sound more like a whisper today, barely audible, because there is so much noise all around us.
Today, Benedict Orioye is steadily and strategically leading an advocacy for needful development in his community through the Village to Villa Empowerment Initiative.
Ebola, the city of Zion. This is the only city where you pray and your prayer are answered immediately.
My name is Comrade Duemilo Andrew. I finished from Adeyemi College of Education, Ondo, affiliated to Obafemi Awolowo University, yes. So while I was an undergraduate in the college, so I discovered that the situation of the country is no longer favorable in terms of employment. And I also discovered that the trend in which employment is going in this country, it requires that one must have a handiwork, or let me say a business or a craft that one can do to enhance one's living. Though I had the mind, I had the intention of becoming a teacher, but when I graduated from the college, there was no opportunity as a teacher. So I then thought within myself to learn some art, some work. So then after graduation, I started my laundry business. So when I started my laundry business, though I started with bare hands, I was using my hands to wash but I was determined that, and I was having the determination that if I can start, I believe with time that things will get better.
Committed to selling his community to the world, he wants the government to prioritize bringing needful innovative development to his community in terms of alternative electrical power facility, clean and drinkable water facility, and most importantly, modern shared facilities of sophisticated fishing processing equipment for swifter and healthier processing of fish and other seafood production on a larger scale.
Immediately, the process for smoking the crayfish starts from the high sea, like we have seen right from there. And the process is that once the men are back, the fishermen, once they are back from the high sea, the women offtake from them and take to their kitchen, and this is their kitchen. And in the kitchen here, what they do is that they have to spread it on the mesh like this. They spread the crayfish on the mesh like this. After spreading it, they have to ignite the wood. But because of trying to reduce the carbon content that this will carry, what we are looking at that the government can do for these women is to have a standard smoking kiln for them so that it will reduce the carbon content on the crayfish, and the standard operating procedure of smoking the crayfish will be better than what they are doing, which we have been encouraging them, we have been doing by way of our venture. And of course, the woman here, she's one of the women that aggregate the crayfish that we use for the school feeding program in Ondo State. And this is our major kitchen where we have actually gotten the best that we can use to feed the children, because we are so concerned about what the children will consume as well. So the mode of operating, the mode of doing the business here is better off compared to others that we have around here. But we're still looking at it that with time, we are going to provide for them a standard smoking kiln whereby they will need to stress themselves in the area of the smoke that will be coming out as a result of what they do. Thank you. And little did we know that what we started little with 30,000 naira Empire stipend is going to take us this far. And of course, we know it's taking us further than where we are now. I want to sincerely say this wouldn't have happened if not for the intervention of the federal government of Nigeria via the social investment program. Of course, I started as an Empower beneficiary with my 30,000 naira, and I learned some entrepreneurship skills from the Empower tablet device given to us in 2017. Yes, 2017, yes, to be precise. And since then, I started the business without registering it, without knowing anything. But all I just know is that I am from an area where we have the crayfish in abundance, being a fisherman, and that is what I have been doing before I went to the university. And immediately I left the university after searching for a job for almost 5 or 6 years. I didn't get a white collar job. I have to return back to the village where I started the crayfish. Of course, when I even got to the village, so many of my friends were actually mocking me that why are you back to the village now? But you know, but with the help of Almighty God and some people who have assisted, I decided to start the crayfish business. I started packaging it, bringing it to the city, and you know, hawking in different offices.